Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Ansley here with your latest forecast. Quiet day, a lot of sunshine. We had temperatures near average, near seasonable yesterday in Charleston. Low at 50 and a high of 69. Average high is 73 now. Some of our eastern areas are starting the day with that frost advisory before you get that sunshine as well. We still have to wait about a day until our next frontal passage, so sunny to mostly sunny today. Likely dry for everyone across the state for Monday, even early into Monday night, then overnight into the Tuesday morning drive. That seems to be the timing of some passing rain and thunderstorms that we'll keep eyes on. Tonight, Tuesday, and Wednesday, timing some rounds of rain. Your Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Atlanta near 79, Chicago 68 with a risk of a heavy shower and a severe thunderstorm. New York City likely dry, 64. Orlando, 84 today. Low chance of a thunderstorm, then near 91 for their high. Middle of the week on Wednesday. From Panhandle to Panhandle, northern areas dry, warming up in the ranks of the mid to upper 70s. May approach 80 for a spot or two. And then after midnight and for the Tuesday morning drive, plan for some likely rain and thunderstorms to swing in with our frontal passage. Eastern areas dry today, high 60s to near 70. Overnight tonight, dry. Lows in the mid-40s to near 50 with a chance of a thunderstorm to wake things up maybe before sunrise tomorrow morning. We'll see the timing out in eastern areas. To the west, near 80, out to the east in the 70s today with sunshine. Then tonight, rain and storms are likely, especially late overnight into Tuesday morning for that timing. Southern areas between 70 to 84. Huntington at 84 today. Mid-40s to mid-50s tonight. Likely overnight and tomorrow. Showers and storms in Charleston. Showers likely Wednesday and then dry Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Highs in the 60s.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Salango Law.
Hope you had a great weekend. We've got lots to get into this morning, including what happened Saturday night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, D.C., plus Berkeley County Commissioners are asking questions. This is Talkline, and we are underway.
Attempt to change the station. You are surrounded. We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the MetroNews Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is MetroNews Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set line up link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Q Dave and TJ. You're on. MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Welcome inside the Encova Insurance Studios. Dave Wilson in Morgantown. TJ Meadows is in Charleston. 800-765-TALK is the phone number. 800-765-8255. You can text the show at 304-TALK-304. Coming up a little bit later on, we'll talk to State Supreme Court candidate Kirkpatrick will join us. Meredith McGraw, White House reporter for the Wall Street Journal, will join us second hour. We'll discuss and set the scene in Saturday night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. We'll get your thoughts as well. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255, 304-TALK-304 is the text line. Gang's all here. Sophia Wasik is handling the audio side of things if you're listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state this morning. And Jake Link is handling the video stream on the Metro News TV app, Facebook Live, and YouTube. Say good morning, TJ Meadows in the Charleston studios. We got a wicked reverb there, TJ. Let's see if we can get that taken care of momentarily. 304-TALK-304 is the text line. 800-765-8255 is the phone number. Did we get that? Nope. Still haven't got that taken care of. All right. Work on that. In the meantime, All right. We get it now? All right. TJ?
Hello.
There you are. One of me's enough. An echo is much, much unnecessary. How's the weekend?
Pretty good. Not a bad weekend. Man, you're looking snazzy today. You got a new background and all that. Man, you're looking...
Yeah, and I walk in this morning and suddenly, in case you didn't know, Talkline. This is Talkline if you're watching on the video stream. So, yeah, some upgrades to the man cave down here in the bowels of the Miller Building this morning.
You look good. You look good. How was your weekend, sir?
Had a very nice weekend. Very nice weekend. Did you get any golf in? That was where we left the show on Friday. Did you get a tee time?
I did not get in on Friday. However, I ended up playing Saturday afternoon and played 9 holes. Well, no, I played a little more than that. But, man, some days you just don't have it. I didn't have it on Saturday. I had it the day before, but I didn't have it on Saturday.
That's about the way that...
You look good on the range and you're hitting right, and then you go out and you do something. It's like, man, why can't I get it from the range to the course? That was my play on Saturday.
Over at the website, WVMetroNews.com this morning, Berkeley County officials are asking state tax officials questions about the financial breakdown of a potential data center project. The Berkeley County Commission, through its legal director, sent a 10-page letter to the state tax commissioner asking questions about the financial split when it comes to data centers and the law passed by the state legislature and signed by the governor in 2025. Metro News obtained a letter through the Freedom of Information Act request from the state. Brad McElhinny breaks it all down for us this morning. He joins us on Metro News Talkline. Brad, good morning. Thanks for joining us as always. So what kind of questions are the Berkeley County commissioners asking?
If we can just broaden it out for a minute, West Virginia obviously faces either data center opportunities or challenges, or probably both, in a variety of communities. There was one announced, and it's this one by Governor Morrissey a couple of months ago for an area of Berkeley County, but there are also projects that we know of potentially for Jefferson County, for Mason County, for Putnam County, for the Canaan Valley area. And the ongoing theme of each of these debates, that they're all different, they're all different community challenges, but the ongoing theme is, well, what is our local control? This Berkeley County letter I thought was significant because it slices off a piece of that overriding question, and this one is the tax issue. What is our benefit from the tax breakdown that the state has established versus what might be some unintended consequences, or what are we going to wind up having to pay for that maybe the taxes don't fully cover according to the state's breakdown. So 14 pages, 14 questions, 10 pages total. I'll be honest with you, I am neither an accountant nor a tax attorney, so some of these were over my head, but I do think that this Berkeley County letter gets at questions about what is the level of fairness for the split that the state government established in the bill passed 2 years ago. That was the state gets 50% for a personal income tax reduction fund, could benefit generally West Virginia taxpayers, but doesn't necessarily specifically benefit the location with the data center. So that's 50%. 30% to the county or counties where the data center is located. So that's clearly the bucket for the county. 10% to all counties, whether you're getting the data center or not, but to all counties on a per capita basis. 5% to be used for an economic development enhancement grant fund. So that's again state control of the dollars, but potentially for the common good. 5% for an electric credit stabilization and security fund. Again, state control, but potentially for the common good. And so that's the kind of thing where a county like Berkeley might say, and you're going to have one of the commissioners here in a few minutes, might say, all right, that's fine, but you're taking a significant slice, but we are going to have the responsibility for how this actually works in practice. And is there enough there for us?
So, Brett, breaking down some of these percentages, I just want to be clear. You talked about 50% for a personal income tax reduction fund. We already have a fund like that. It's pretty flush. I think it's got north of $500 million in it, something like that, $400 or $500 million. When I read that, I want to make sure I understand. That is not a direct reduction in income taxes. So if we get this, income taxes automatically go down. We're just putting all that money into a fund, correct? So it sits there until we do something with it. Is that the right way to think about that?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, the fund that is currently there that has been absorbing dollars is meant to be a cushion because the state currently has a trigger, and there was some worry during the Justice Administration era. All right, is the trigger going to make the state go faster than we are really able to? So the idea was, all right, we're going to have essentially a cushion or a rainy day fund for tax reduction. This is a Morrissey administration invention, and clearly reducing income taxes is a major goal of his. Again, West Virginia did not hit that trigger this past year and isn't expected to anytime soon. But the current governor, Governor Morrissey, has been successfully asked for another 5% income tax reduction, wanted another 10%. And, I read into it because that is a significant goal of his administration's. The administration worked with the legislature for this formula, and that's the overall goal: 50% potentially going for income tax reduction. And I do not doubt that if there's money in that bucket, that the Morrissey administration would pursue additional tax cuts.
Talking to Brad McElhinny, MetroNews statewide correspondent. You can read his story at wvmetronews.com. Brad, the questions serve two purposes if you are a county commissioner. One, Berkeley County is not the only one grappling with probably these exact same questions. How does this impact our school aid formula? How does this impact these other areas when you actually start to apply the law and it comes to your property tax? I don't want to call them seizures. That's a very negative connotation, but your property tax collections, Brad. These are very real questions that not only Berkeley County's asking, I'm sure other counties are dealing with. And number two, asking the questions does show your local constituents who may not be on board with the idea of a data center that you are looking into this, you are asking questions, and you are keeping pressure on the state to make certain you get your slice of the pie. I think there are two goals here, two objectives in this list of questions that was sent to the state.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they legitimately want to know, and one of the potential unintended consequences that they're talking about is if the property value goes up, and then, there are other things based on the property value, like the school aid formula. Are they going to have that property value go up in Berkeley County, whereas, the formula calls for the state to take a major part of that value? So that's number one. But, number two, sort of politically and the area of community debate. This is, to my understanding, beautiful, pastoral, traditionally orchard property in Berkeley County. And, people think of it that way. Within the confines of the state capital, Governor Morrissey and others had a lot of fanfare a couple of months ago at the Capitol about this development by the company Penzance. Really not a lot of pushback on site at the state Capitol. Then these Berkeley County commissioners, return home, and it's a hornet's nest. And, they're in front of gatherings of citizens wondering what their role is, their level of support. Did you ask tough questions? Where are we going with this? And, I think at that level, a letter like this goes to show the local citizens, look, we're doing our due diligence. We actually have serious concerns. We are pushing back. We are asking our state counterparts, what is the benefit versus what is the risk? And so I think that, potentially symbolically, it really does demonstrate, that kind of pushback.
A few more thoughts. I talked to one county commissioner this morning who is not a Berkeley County commissioner, but's following the issue. Here's how that person put it to me. The question is that 30% that goes to the counties. Does that mean that 72% of that goes to the school system, whereas the counties in this deal, when we were working on this formula, were told it all goes to them, and they get to figure out how to spend it. But, Dave, your point about applying the law, holistically, once you look at it and apply the law, does that hold? There's big-time question about that. Number two, this is me. I mean, I think some counties aren't fine with this allocation. They want more than 30%. If you've got a county that does nothing and they get 10% of the deal that you fought for, that you may have developed, are people okay with that? When, Brad, to your point, you get the burden? I think it's a way to reopen the legislation, or at least try to reopen the legislation. If there are flaws with it, do you want to reopen it and have some more safeguards put in and possibly look at this formula allocation again? I don't know if that holds water or not, but it would seem that could be an outcome, Dave.
Possibly.
I mean,
Brad,
I agree. Well, a specific point, I agree with you that the question about the 30%, to what degree does that go to the county government versus the county school system? You know, they're related, but they're two different county governance organizations. And so that is a specific question within this list asked by Berkeley County. As to where it goes, I mean, I think it's reasonable and natural that the state and the county still would be having a conversation about all of these issues, and it could go back to legislation next year. That is possible, and I think it would be reasonable to revisit it. But you know, the other way it could go potentially, I think, is the court system.
Metro News statewide correspondent Brad McElhinny. You can read his story at wvmetronews.com. Second hour, we're going to talk to John Hardy, Berkeley County Commissioner. Brad, good work as always. Appreciate you stopping by this morning.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Coming up, 304 Talk 304. Your thoughts, welcome. 304 Talk 304. That's the text line, 800-765-8255. That is the phone number. A chaotic scene in Washington, D.C. on Saturday night. We'll get into that right after this.
When it's your family, your kids, your home, your parenting time, you want somebody on the Court of Appeals who lives and breathes family law. Even if you don't win your case, you still should feel that you've been heard. I'm Jim Douglas. I'm a family court judge, and I'm asking you to put real family court experience on the Court of Appeals for your future.
Paid for by the Committee for Family Law Experience for ICA. Susan Shepard, Chair.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito is more than a true conservative and proud West Virginian. She's a champion of our way of life. She doesn't just fight, she delivers, working with President Trump to close the border and keep our families safe, protect our energy jobs, and cut taxes, and establishing the New River Gorge National Park, a powerful economic engine. Shelley Moore Capito, our senator, our champion.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
5, 3. For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop.
I would imagine a group of you got together and watched the Mountaineers last night. What were your thoughts on that performance?
It was funny, we were sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? And sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another $1,000 on them tomorrow.
Sportsline on MetroNews Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Saturday night, President Trump and top officials were rushed to safety after gunfire was heard outside the ballroom at the Washington Hilton, where the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner was taking place. Authorities believe the suspect fired 1 or 2 times. According to law enforcement, Secret Service agents shot at the suspect, did not hit him before he was taken into custody near a staircase leading to the ballroom. The suspect, a 31-year-old teacher from California, is scheduled to be in court today. Over at WVMetroNews.com, TJ has a commentary. Grifters use Saturday night attempt to deceive and profit. Who's grifting and who's profiting, TJ?
Influencers that want clicks. They want attention. They want the money that comes from it. Never mind facts, Dave. Never mind the truth. We were seconds into this event. Seconds into the event on Thursday, and you had people talking about the fact that it was staged. 300,000 posts on X talking about the fact that it was staged for some political purpose, as a distraction from Iran to get poll numbers up. No. And the social media folks that perpetuate this, that's all they're after. They're after clicks. Why? Because it works. A lot of Americans get news from social media. I have some stats from Pew Research. They like the platforms, but they follow the wrong people. They promote the wrong people rather than following credible journalists who were there posting to their platforms about what was happening in real time, that weren't making guesses about who it was or saying that Israel was somehow involved. That's another one. I don't know how we got there, but Israel had something to do with it. We've got to slow down here. And we've got to stop following these people. We love to blame social media, but in my piece, I say today, look, hammer's a tool. It can build a house or it can break a window. It depends on who's using it. And we, the American public, we need to take a look at who we follow, who we believe, who we retweet and repost. I mean, it was out of control Saturday night, uncalled for, and just extremely disappointing that people soak this stuff up and share it. And even in some instances, many more than I want to admit, believe it. It's a problem.
A couple of things. One being there's some psychology into this. Our brains are wired to look for patterns. We actually want to believe the conspiracy theory because that makes more sense, that there's actually someone in control. There was a plan to this. That's one reason conspiracy theories take off. It's like the Kennedy assassination. We'll go back to the 60s. It's a lot more. We actually feel better to believe there is a vast conspiracy than one random person can create that much chaos. So there's some psychology to that. But, TJ, to your point, the grifters and the rhetoric, we're also hearing they tone down the rhetoric today. The people online who are peddling this and pushing it, and I'm including mainstream politicians, mainstream podcasters here, they do it for the same reason, political points. They may not believe what they're actually saying, that Trump is a existential threat to democracy and whatever, how many other hyperbolic terms you use to describe him. They may not believe what they're saying, but there are people out there who are believing it, and they are acting on it. This is the third one. This is the third one that has gotten very, very close to actually carrying out an assassination.
Yeah. And there are legitimate questions. There are security questions, DHS, unfunded, Secret Service agents not being paid. We can get into all of those legitimate questions, but take a look at who you follow today. Maybe look at who they are and what they post, and maybe get rid of some of them. Maybe that's a good course of action for us today.
More of your thoughts coming up a little bit later on. Next, we'll talk to candidate for the State Supreme Court of Appeals, Kirkpatrick. Judge Kirkpatrick will join us. This is Talkline from Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It's 10:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Ansley here with your latest forecast. Quiet day, a lot of sunshine. We had temperatures near average, near seasonable yesterday in Charleston, low at 50 and a high of 69. Average high is 73 now. Some of our eastern areas are starting the day with that frost advisory before you get that sunshine as well. We still have to wait about a day until our next frontal passage, so sunny to mostly sunny today. Likely dry for everyone across the state for Monday, even early into Monday night, then overnight into the Tuesday morning drive. That seems to be the timing of some passing rain and thunderstorms that we'll keep eyes on. Tonight, Tuesday, and Wednesday, timing some rounds of rain. Your Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Atlanta near 79, Chicago 68 with a risk of a heavy shower and a severe thunderstorm. New York City likely dry, 64. Orlando, 84 today. Low chance of a thunderstorm, then near 91 for their high. Middle of the week on Wednesday. From Panhandle to Panhandle, northern areas dry, warming up in the ranks of the mid to upper 70s. May approach 80 for a spot or two. And then after midnight and for the Tuesday morning drive, plan for some likely rain and thunderstorms to swing in with our frontal passage. Eastern areas dry today, high 60s to near 70. Overnight tonight, dry. Lows in the mid-40s to near 50 with a chance of a thunderstorm to wake things up maybe before sunrise tomorrow morning. We'll see the timing out in eastern areas. To the west, near 80, out to the east in the 70s today with sunshine. Then tonight, rain and storms are likely, especially late overnight into Tuesday morning for that timing. Southern areas between 70 to 84. Huntington at 84 today. Mid-40s to mid-50s tonight. Likely overnight and tomorrow. Showers and storms in Charleston. Showers likely Wednesday and then dry Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Highs in the 60s.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Salango Law.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, go down there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too. That's me too. a great point.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for 3 Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
MetroNews Talkline continues. We'll get to your text. Next segment, 304 Talk 304. Meridith McGraw will join us, 11:33. White House reporter for the Wall Street Journal, West Virginia native. Talk to her about what happened Saturday night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Early voting for the May primary election begins on Wednesday. Of course, the primary comes up on May 12th. It is also the election for judicial seats, including the state Supreme Court. Joining us on MetroNews Talkline this morning is H.L., or just call him Kirk Kirkpatrick, candidate for the state Supreme Court Division I. Judge Kirkpatrick is a retired Raleigh County Circuit Court judge, native of Berkeley County. He has served nearly 3 decades on the bench after being appointed in 1995. He joins us on MetroNews Talkline this morning. Judge, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Why the state Supreme Court?
Well, I was a circuit judge for 30 years, and I did have an opportunity or two to join the Supreme Court, but I was comfortable. I was raising my family. I loved being a circuit judge, and I thought about retiring. I tried to retire, and I just got tired of watching The Price is Right and shows on TV, and I decided I had plenty of life in me, and I could serve West Virginia by running for the Supreme Court.
Your Honor, you can DVR them and watch them when you get home. Just remember that. You can still watch them when you get home. So circuit court judge for over 30 years. One thing I'm asking all candidates is, how do you interpret the Constitution? There is a bent around originalism, literal interpretation. So the voters understand who they're voting for potentially. How do you interpret matters of the Constitution?
This is the way I look at it. The Constitution was written plainly and was designed to last. It's a beautiful document. In most instances, a plain and reasonable application of the language can be implemented. If it's not just obvious to a judge, then he or she would turn to prior cases that decided the issue, which is called precedent. Frankly, most constitutional questions have been previously addressed by other courts, and good decisions have been handed down. Now, if a novel issue or matter arises, then you have to do your research and study and use good common sense to determine the issue.
Talking to Judge Kirk Kirkpatrick, running for state Supreme Court in Division I. Often cases, the law is black and white. It either is or it isn't. Many times, Judge, as you know, there are gray areas, and your personal beliefs and experiences and philosophies will come into your judgment. How do you balance the law and your personal beliefs and experiences when ruling on a case?
Sometimes it's difficult. I look at myself as a referee, and I had a good friend that was a basketball and football official for many years, and he stressed to me that a circuit judge and any judge is just a referee that has to make a decision based upon experience, based upon knowledge and ability. As a circuit judge, I don't have the benefit of instant replay. The Supreme Court serves in that regard. And so many times I had to make that decision right on the spot and call it as I see it. All judges, I suppose, are influenced by their background and by their opinions and beliefs, but we are required to be impartial and to be fair and try to apply the law in a fair manner.
Judge, you talk about being influenced by opinions and beliefs. Some in the legislature have said we should do away with nonpartisan judicial elections. They say that folks should understand if they're electing a Democrat, a Republican, an independent. Would you be in favor of partisan judicial races, or do you like it the way it is now?
I like it the way it is now. We've had partisan races certainly in the past, but I think that politics should be taken out of the equation, and I think that judges should not run as a party member, but run on a nonpartisan basis, based on the merits, based upon the judge's ability, and based upon the judge's experience.
Talking with Judge Kirkpatrick, candidate for State Supreme Court Division I. The election is coming up on May 12th. What do you see as some of the biggest challenges facing the State Supreme Court?
I think that matters involving children are the biggest issue that we have. I'm a little bit concerned about delays in dealing with abuse and neglect decisions, decisions involving contested adoptions and that sort of thing. I've seen that from the trenches. I've seen that as a circuit judge. A child needs a forever home and needs one pretty quickly. I've seen so many kids that are just on pins and needles. They're waiting for a decision from first the circuit court, and then secondly, if the matter's appealed from the appellate court. And sometimes it takes years to get that resolved, and a child is in limbo. So I think that one thing that I would strive for is to try to streamline these types of cases involving the welfare of children so that they would be done quickly and affirmatively.
Give us an idea of how you would do that. Does that mean establishing some kind of mandate that these cases go to the front of the line of the docket, have to be heard within a certain period of time? What measures would you undertake to make that reality?
I think that would be reasonable. I think that these cases are probably the most important cases that an appellate court would have to address, and I think that they should be at the forefront. And time restraints should be considered, perhaps. I would work certainly as hard as I could to get them resolved so that children, foster parents, adoptive parents, and natural parents would know where they stand and rather and not be just in a gray area and not know what's happening.
Judge Kirkpatrick joining us, MetroNews Talkline, candidate for State Supreme Court in Division I. You spent 30 years working in the circuit court. Give us an example of a case that demonstrates your ability to review the facts, deliberate, and render a ruling that sticks out to you.
Well, the best example would be my very last case here in Raleigh County. That was State versus Natalie Cochran. That was a murder case that was very well broadcasted. It was on court TV, broadcasted worldwide from gavel to gavel, and folks. Millions of folks saw exactly how I preside over a trial. They saw exactly how I would rule on issues, and they saw the manner in which I imposed the sentence. And so that was a transparent matter whereby folks all over the globe could see exactly how I operate, could see me in action.
Judge Kirkpatrick running for the State Supreme Court Division I. About 30 seconds, Judge. Why should voters support you on May 12th?
My strong suit is my experience. I'm a lifelong West Virginian. I'm a graduate of West Virginia University College of Law. I practiced law in Wyoming County, in Pineville, and in Berkeley, and Raleigh County. I've served for many years on the bench, and I've presided over every conceivable type of trial and case, from speeding ticket appeals to murder trials. I've handled just about anything that could come down the pike. I have argued before the Supreme Court. I have served on a temporary basis before the Supreme Court. and I will hit the ground running and will not have to learn at the voters' expense.
Judge Kirkpatrick, candidate for State Supreme Court, Division 1. Again, May 12th is the election for the State Supreme Court. Early voting begins on April 29th. That is Wednesday. Judge, thank you so much for the time this morning. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We'll get some of your texts coming up next. 304-TALK, 304. You can also give us a call, 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. This is Talkline from the Encoma Insurance Studios.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
Are you ready to reach the finish line of retirement? At the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group, we provide comprehensive guidance for retirement planning in West Virginia. With years of experience, we'll draft a plan tailored for your unique goals. Whether you're just starting or nearing retirement, we make the process as simple as possible, easy, and stress-free. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike to set up a complimentary consultation and get started on your plan today. Let's work toward your dream retirement together.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Getting ghosted is never fun, especially by your network. Cyber threats don't announce themselves. They slip in quietly, disrupt operations, and disappear before you know what happened. CityNet's cybersecurity services provide proactive monitoring, threat detection, and expert response, so your business stays connected and protected. Commit to a relationship built on trust and reliability. Learn more at citynet.net today. And remember, CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
The region's largest restoration firm, responding from 5 locations. When disaster strikes your home or business, call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
304 Talk 304 is the text line. 800-765-8255 is the phone number. Texter says, it's laughable that you are getting in your soft voice and say we need to stop listening to these crazy conspiracy theories when WVRC has pushed and profited from these conspiracy shows for the last 10 plus years, says the texter. I thought that was done. One, I don't have a soft voice, so I don't know what you're talking about. Two, I don't know who you think is pushing conspiracy theories. I know the people that host the shows on this network, and they don't push conspiracy theories. Now, you may not like what we have to say. That's fine. But we're not pushing conspiracy theories. And if you think we're pushing conspiracy theories because you don't like what we have to say, then you are part of the problem. So you don't like conspiracy theories. Since you identify as conservative, you probably believe that Barack Obama was born in a mud hut in Kenya. I don't identify as anything. But you do you. I quit listening.
There's never been any evidence. Never been any evidence, and no one believes that.
304 Talk 304. I quit listening to you guys, but you're pretty good canaries for the gases coming from conservative coal mine of crap. Even though you guys support the crap gas, at least you inform about it. 304 Talk 304. The esteemed Norah O'Donnell, not the run-of-the-mill online grifter. Blame him first. I know you and Dave are not real journalists, but maybe you balance your commentary by pointing out how the leader of the free world treats the working press, says the texter.
Did anyone take up for the way Trump treated Norah O'Donnell? Did you do that? Did I do that? Look, that was a fair question. It's in the manifesto. She asked about it. He should have answered it better rather than being so defensive.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem we have, and here's the problem we're having right now. When it is pointed out that the people you support or your side supports is doing a thing, the reaction is to just say, but look what the other side is doing. We'll get to the other side. But right now, and TJ's pointing out in his commentary that there are grifters out there throwing mud against the wall because I can't use another word, but they're throwing it against the wall to try to get clicks and impressions so the algorithm will pick it up and push it out there and they'll get some sort of recognition for it, whether that is just recognition or they're actually profiting from it, what many of these out in podcast landia are doing. But there's also this political game as well where everything is a threat to democracy and we have to, by any means necessary. This is the kind of rhetoric people pay attention to it and they buy it. And you may not believe it. Hakeem Jeffries may not believe it. Chuck Schumer may not believe it. But this guy did. This guy did. And that's a problem. Be introspective for just a moment. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just going to point out, and I wouldn't think I would have to point it out, but maybe I do. Grifters don't have a side. They don't have a side. All they care about is getting clicks and getting paid. Do you think they go home at night, I stuck it to the other side today? No. They're looking at their X report to see how many hits they got and what that monetized to. They don't care if you're conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat. They want to get paid, and they are lying to you in order to do it.
Do you think Hassan Piker believes the crap he's peddling? Or Tucker Carlson? Or they're just worried about that bottom line? How many subs do we have? How much can we charge the sponsors based on the subs? We're going to cater to a particular... I don't know if they believe that what they're peddling or not, but somebody does. Somebody is buying it. All right. 304 Talk 304 is the text line. 800-765-TALK is the phone number. Mini rant over. Coming up, second hour, Meredith McGraw was actually in D.C. When all of this went down on Saturday night. She's White House reporter for the Wall Street Journal. She will join us coming up at about 11:30. Also, we'll circle back to Berkeley County. John Hardy, one of the Berkeley County commissioners, will join us coming up at 11:06. More of your text in a moment. 304 Talk 304. That is the text line. 800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. Dave and TJ from the Encova Insurance Studios back in a moment.
The rule of law protects our communities. Integrity protects our values. Conservative Justice Gerald Titus spent his career fighting for both. As a prosecutor, Titus took on criminals and traffickers. Now, as a justice, he applies the law as written, fairly and independently. Endorsed by law enforcement, He stands with those who protect and serve. Because when courts uphold the law, criminals are held accountable and communities are safer. For Justice Titus, it's personal.
I'm Justice Gerald Titus. I spent my career upholding the rule of law. I was born here, raised here, and now my wife and I are raising our family in West Virginia. We need judges who are fair and apply the laws written and protect the rights of all our citizens.
Vote to keep conservative Justice Gerald Titus on the West Virginia Supreme Court. Vote early or on May 12th. Paid for by Titus for Supreme Court.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
Building a stronger West Virginia isn't just a dream, it's a mission. The High Technology Foundation knows economic diversity is the key. For over 30 years, they've been dedicated to transforming the state's economic landscape. Conveniently located in the heart of West Virginia, innovation, growth, opportunity, all under one roof. There's no need to look far for change. It's happening right here at the High Technology Foundation in North Central West Virginia. Visit WVHTF.org to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Text line 304 Talk 304. Texter says, I'm not a Trump fan, but why should a good reporter even bring up the manifesto of a crazy man who wants to be infamous, says the texter. Hey, Dave and TJ, regatta lineup was just made, and this is awesome, says the texter. July 2nd, Melissa Etheridge and Winona Judd. July 3rd, Montel Jordan, Bobby Brown. July 4th, Lita Ford and Brett Michaels. Fireworks will be set off from 3 different locations in honor of our Republic's 250th birthday. July 5th, Vertical Horizon and Tonic. That is a pretty good lineup.
I like it. Programming note for the future. Haven't ran this by you yet. I was talking to Brian Hughes. You know, he has that sternwheeler, our meteorologist.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do Talkline? Out on the river one day? Listen to the music? That could be fun.
You just made engineer Rick cringe, by the way. He just went, what? Well, you work that out with Hughes.
Wonder if he'll let me come down and watch the Montel Jordan concert from his butt. That'd be pretty cool.
I think he should just have the whole company down. He should invite the whole company. Company outing.
Big party. I agree.
Party with Brian Hughes.
I like that happen.
Well, you know what? We'll just invite ourselves and show up.
And just show up and get on the boat?
Just pull a Costanza. Just show up.
You know what's sad? There will be, and Dave Allen gets credit for this. He brought it up on the call this morning.
He should not get credit for anything, but go on.
There will be people in Charleston who complain about that lineup. It is free entertainment, folks. If you got a complaint, join the committee to fix it.
That's coming up July 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Melissa Etheridge, Winona Judd, Brett Michaels, among others. All right, coming up second hour, John Hardy, Berkeley County Commissioner, will join us. Also, Meridith McGraw, White House reporter for the Wall Street Journal. This is Talkline on Metro News. Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Solango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Ansley here with your latest forecast. Quiet day, a lot of sunshine. We had temperatures near average, near seasonable yesterday in Charleston. Low at 50 and a high of 69. Average high is 73 now. Some of our eastern areas are starting the day with that frost advisory before you get that sunshine as well. We still have to wait about a day until our next frontal passage, so sunny to mostly sunny today. Likely dry for everyone across the state for Monday, even early into Monday night, then overnight into the Tuesday morning drive. That seems to be the timing of some passing rain and thunderstorms that we'll keep eyes on. Tonight, Tuesday, and Wednesday, timing some rounds of rain. Your Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Atlanta near 79, Chicago 68 with a risk of a heavy shower and a severe thunderstorm. New York City likely dry, 64. Orlando, 84 today. Low chance of a thunderstorm, then near 91 for their high. Middle of the week on Wednesday. From Panhandle to Panhandle, northern areas dry, warming up in the ranks of the mid to upper 70s. May approach 80 for a spot or two. And then after midnight and for the Tuesday morning drive, plan for some likely rain and thunderstorms to swing in with our frontal passage. Eastern areas dry today, high 60s to near 70. Overnight tonight, dry. Lows in the mid-40s to near 50 with a chance of a thunderstorm to wake things up maybe before sunrise tomorrow morning. We'll see the timing out in eastern areas. To the west, near 80, out to the east in the 70s today with sunshine. Then tonight, rain and storms are likely, especially late overnight into Tuesday morning for that timing. Southern areas between 70 to 84. Huntington at 84 today. Mid-40s to mid-50s tonight. Likely overnight and tomorrow. Showers and storms in Charleston. Showers likely Wednesday and then dry Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Highs in the 60s.
This is Ben Solango with Solango Law. Solango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Solango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Solango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Solango Law.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Second hour of MetroNews Talkline. Hope you're having a great start to your Monday. Appreciate you listening in on our great radio affiliates across the state. Or if you're watching on the MetroNews TV app, or also on YouTube and Facebook Live. Sophia Wasik is our audio producer this morning. Jake Link handles the video side of things. Our phone number is 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. You can text the show at 304-TALK-304. That is the text line. We'll get to many more of your text coming up in just a bit. Meridith McGraw, Wall Street Journal White House reporter, will join us. Bottom of the hour, we'll get her perspective on what was happening in D.C. on Saturday night. The West Virginia Lottery Back to Roots promotion tour continues. Great prizes. Plus, you can also enter to win $40,000 or 4 cruises. Visit WVLottery.com for a stop near you. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Once again, say good morning to TJ Meadows. He is piloting the ship in the great city of Charleston this morning. Good morning, TJ.
Good morning, sir. Maybe we'll get into this with Meridith, but another angle here, Dave. This is going to bring up train security. This guy got on a train in California on an Amtrak. They don't check your luggage. Had his guns, rode to Chicago. You may be tempted to think he took the Cardinal, which would go through West Virginia. The Cardinal was shut down last week, I confirmed. So he took the Floridian through Ohio and Pennsylvania into D.C., into Union Station. But that's another angle of this. I mean, should we be checking baggage on trains? I don't have the answer, but I think it's a question.
We'll get into more of that coming up. More of your text as well. 304-TALK, 304-800-765-TALK, the text line and the phone number. Earlier in the program, we spoke to Brad McElhinny, MetroNews statewide correspondent. He's got a story at WVMetroNews.com this morning. Berkeley County officials are asking state officials questions about the financial breakdown of a potential data center project. data centers being built, of course. According to the Power Generation and Consumption Act, supported by Governor Morrissey's administration and signed into law last year, there's a formula for how to divvy up the property tax base generated by the data center development, and that is prompting some questions from the Berkeley County Commission. Joining us this morning is Berkeley County Commissioner John Hardy. Commissioner, good morning. Thanks for taking some time.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Looking at the list of questions that you sent the state tax office, John, it seems like this may be, at least on the surface, a case of state passes a law, now you guys have to actually apply it, and the devil being in the details here.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is. I mean, obviously the legislature, passes the legislation, and we are a political subdivision that falls underneath the legislature, and we just simply have questions. I don't think there's anything wrong as a county commission trying to fully understand how this piece of legislation and how this new tax structure that has been passed on by the state legislature is going to affect our county. And we just simply have some questions of how this is going to work, how we implement it, and where those tax dollars are going to go.
John, was it your understanding that your 30% share would go all to the county and EMS and sheriff's offices and things you have to fund, and none of that would go to the school system? Was that your understanding when this bill was passed and when it was negotiated?
That was the understanding, yes, that in that 70-30 split, that 30% would come directly to the county commissions, and then the county commissions would use that money in their coffers to divvy that out to their emergency services, such as the sheriff's department, fire, police, EMS, Parks and Rec, really how we divvy out funds to our local agencies. And then the school board would be kept whole through the state, and how that works. I'm not really sure how that part of it works. And then there was a 10% that would be divvied up through all the counties. Even if your county doesn't have a data center, they would get a small piece of that, and I have no problem with that. I think that's a good way to be able to spread the wealth and be able to spread that around. And listen, Berkeley County is a growing county. We believe in economic diversity. We're not pro anything. We're not con anything. We want diverse economic development in our county. Most businesses that come to Berkeley County, I feel like Berkeley County does a really good job of vetting them and making sure they're a good fit for our county. No one really ever comes here and goes out of business. We're a very business-friendly area. We, really a lot of locations to most of the East Coast. You can be to about any place in about 5 hours. So we just simply have questions of how these tax dollars are going to be divvied. And, having a legislative background, I understand a lot of times when a piece of legislation is passed, there's some idiosyncrasies in it, and a lot of times there's cleanup legislation needed. Sometimes it can be done through rulemaking review, but we're just simply asking the tax commissioner when this will take effect and how this will take effect. One of my questions was, who's going to gather up these tax dollars? An ad valorem tax is collected by the local sheriff, and then that money is divvied up at the local level, and then there's not only 1% that gets sent back to the state. Are we now going to send that money to the state, and they will send us back our 30%? Is the sheriff collecting that? Does the sheriff receive a fee for those collections? They're just questions, and I certainly don't think that we're taking a stance either way or the other. We want these questions answered.
Talking to John Hardy, Berkeley County Commissioner, is there concern that with the data center development, the property value of that property could obviously increase? Could that impact the school aid formula and end up reducing what you get from the state for your school aid formula? It's a little bit complicated, but is that a concern?
I think so, and I think one of the other concerns is the rollback, which is the rollback is not something that I really understood when I was in the legislature, but as a county commissioner, I really understand the rollback. And will those assessed values go on our rolls, and then that would increase the tax collected, and then that would put us where we would be hitting the rollback every year because our growth.
John, help us out. What's the rollback? Help us out. What's the rollback?
So the rollback is if your county grows by more than 102% of the previous year, then you are forced to roll your levy rate back to keep it where it was the year before. So what it does, it really stymies growth counties. It's an antiquated system that was put in because assessors were not doing, in the 90s, assessors were not doing a good job of assessing, businesses and properties the way they should have been. This was a safeguard that was put in to make sure that assessors were doing their job. I think that that's all been cleaned up, and this is a piece of legislation that's laying around that I think probably needs to be repealed because it's really the only counties that it hurts is growth counties. And when you lose that growth rate, you lose that in perpetuity. So you're going to roll that rate back. Now, fortunately, Berkeley County, we just laid our levy rate. We've not raised our levy rate in almost 11 years. 1339 is our levy rate, and that's where we've kept it. And we've been able to fund our agencies and run our county government at that rate. We're just concerned about this new massive influx of growth into the county. Is that now going to go against those roles?
John Hardy is joining us, Berkeley County Commissioner. John, is it clear at what rate the data center property will be taxed? Will it be taxed at the same rate as the rest of the county? Will it be taxed at the maximum rate allowed under the state? Is that clear?
I don't understand that. I don't really know how that's going to be taxed. I mean, I know that the equipment in the data centers is going to be taxed at salvage rate. I believe that the real property, the real estate, will be taxed at whatever that rate is and what it's seen fit by our local assessor. But I do know that the equipment inside will be taxed at salvage rate.
So, given the issues that we have here, you talked about rulemaking. Do we need to reopen the issue? And if we do reopen the issue, should we talk about these percentages and allocations more?
Well, I think that there's just a lot of conversation that needs to be had. I don't know that you need to go in and completely revamp the legislation. I think that the tax commissioner is going to have to really sort some of this out of how this is going to be collected and how it's going to be divvied out. And then the legislature will have to make a decision if they're going to have to go back and revisit 2014 and do some cleanup legislation to really spell out exactly how this is going to be collected and who's going to collect it and what time frames it will be collected. So I really think that there's going to need to have some time to have some conversation here with local political subdivisions, both counties and at the state level to exactly see how this is going to work. I just think there's a lot of questions, and we're just asking those questions and asking the tax department to take a look at that and then advise us to be, if this is going to be a responsibility that's put on our county to take in these dollars and then send them to the state or however that works. We just need clarification.
John Hardy, Berkeley County Commission, joining us on MetroNews Talkline. John, you've been on both sides of this now as a state lawmaker, as a local lawmaker. What could state officials do, or specifically the Morrissey administration do, to address the concerns of people who are living right next to these proposed developments, to address the concerns of local lawmakers like yourself as these data center projects move forward?
I really think information. No one wants anything forced upon them. There hasn't been much information, and I understand that these things move slowly. And Mr. Morris at the state level has been very accepting of phone calls. Every time we give him a call, he's been very responsive. The people that are running this at the state level, but our local citizens and definitely have some concerns and just a lack of information. And I understand that it's very early in the process, and this being a new process, obviously whenever there's a new process, a new piece of legislation, these data centers are very new to West Virginia, that there's going to take some time to work this out. But I think if we could just give some information to our local citizens about how this is going to work, and it would go a long way.
I want to go back and tie in your experience as a legislator and leverage that a bit. This story has brought back up this allocation, and I was looking at it again last night, 50% into the PIT reduction fund. Why not tie that to the existing trigger so that it becomes automatic? I'm not sure, John, and maybe you know a good reason, maybe you don't, of why it has to go into a fund first. If we get this money, why not just tie it to the trigger and automatically have some kind of tax reduction?
Well, when I was in the legislature, I worked very hard, with Chairman Householder at that time in the House and everyone that was involved at that point in time in trying to reduce personal income taxes. It was something that we really wanted to do, but we had seen the problems that Kansas had, and we were trying to have a very thoughtful process in how we did that by using the triggers. And the triggers are a bit complicated, and you're going to have a really good economic year to be able to hit those triggers. And by all means, I want to get rid of the personal income tax for West Virginia. I think it would be great for our state and great for our taxpayers. But I think that one of the questions that I really ask is it constitutional for this ad valorem tax to be used in that way? And I think that's a question that I can't answer. I don't think that's a question that the legislature or the governor can answer. I think at some point in time, the judicial branch is going to have to weigh in on this.
He's John Hardy. He is one of the Berkeley County Commissioners. You can read Brad's story over at the website this morning, WVMetroNews.com. John, we appreciate it as always. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Coming up, we'll get to some of your texts at 304-TALK-304. Phone number is 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. If you have a child who is a junior in high school here in West Virginia or know someone who does, listen up because time is running out for your opportunity to apply to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College. That includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline to apply is May 3rd. That is coming up quickly. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Again, application deadline is May 3rd. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
When it's your family, your kids, your home, your parenting time, you want somebody on the Court of Appeals who lives and breathes family law. Even if you don't win your case, you still should feel that you've been heard. I'm Jim Douglas. I'm a family court judge, and I'm asking you to put real family court experience on the Court of Appeals for your future.
Paid for by the Committee for Family Law Experience for ICA. Susan Shepard, Chair.
When heart surgery is needed, you deserve world-class care, close to home and always within reach. At WVU Medicine's Heart and Vascular Institute, our board-certified surgeons perform heart transplants, valve repairs, and other complex procedures using the latest techniques, including robotic surgery. For more information, visit wvumedicine.org/heart.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito is more than a true conservative and proud West Virginian. She's a champion of our way of life. She doesn't just fight, she delivers, working with President Trump to close the border and keep our families safe, protect our energy jobs, and cut taxes, and establishing the New River Gorge National Park, a powerful economic engine. Shelley Moore Capito, our senator, our champion.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, The same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Text line's wide open. 304 Talk 304 is the text line. 800-765 Talk 800-765-8255. That is the phone number. Texter says, Dave, do you think data centers will be taxed at the max rate? I tell you how they'll be taxed, at the lowest rate possible, with the guarantee to be lower and to try to get to zero, says the texter. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know, and I'm not sure if that bill specifies exactly where they have to be taxed. TJ, you know this. A lot of times what businesses will do when you build a new business or you relocate a factory or whatever it is, there will be the pilot, the payment in lieu of taxes agreement. So instead of paying whatever the property tax rate, they agree to an amount with the county commission, X amount of dollars over the course of 20 or 30 years. That's what many businesses do when they move in. I don't know if data centers have that option, if they can negotiate a pilot agreement with Berkeley County or Putnam County or Montague County or whatever county they're in. I don't know, number one. And number two, no, they're not going to be taxed the lowest rate possible because there are property. You have to pay your property taxes one way or the other. That's my short answer.
I don't think they can enjoy a pilot agreement. The thing that makes a data center different, too, it's a novel technology, and it is one that we have to have. That has been demonstrated. And there are finite spaces available for these things. And I think that's good leverage that we can use. Look, we're going to get our due out of them. We're going to make money out of them. Just, there's a spreadsheet out there. You can pop the formula in and see how many hundreds of millions of dollars these things are going to generate. So they're definitely going to bring money. No, we're not going to let them come here for free because they don't bring a lot of jobs. Typically, pilot agreements are put in place because they bring jobs with them. That's not what a data center does. Right. We're in it for the money, and that's what we need.
That's about the best explanation I've heard. We're in it for the money. Absolutely.
Well, are we not? I mean, let's just call
exactly
a spade. We're in it for the money.
The reason, I was reading an article, I think it was Wall Street Journal, late last week, maybe Saturday, but it was about data centers in rural communities. And the reason they're so popular in rural areas especially, you need the money. It's low impact. You're not bringing in 2,000 or 3,000 new people into an area. It's low impact. High revenue coming in to take care of what you kind of already got to take care of anyway. Yeah, this is why they're popular in Alabama and Georgia. Well, I don't know if they're popular, but they're popping up in Alabama and Georgia and places like that.
Well, let's face it, we have not been as successful as we would like to be getting people here. We haven't. So if we can't get people here, we need money. Or we need to make some drastic changes back to the whole 55 county thing. I mean, folks, look, you can't have it all. You've got to figure out what you can live with and what you can't.
And okay, I kind of chuckled, TJ. There are some of us, and I'm not going to say I'm totally opposed. We don't want more people here. We kind of like it the way we have it. Mm-hmm. We just need more revenue coming in. It seems like the data centers, Again, I wouldn't want to live one next to one either. I wouldn't want next to my farm either. Don't get me wrong. But, boy, that checks a couple of boxes of revenue stream without bringing in all the other extra problems of we're not having a rapid problem, but a growing population.
I'll take money over people any day.
They're a lot less trouble. 304 Talk, 304 the text line. Dave and TJ, from what I've read, before a local community invites a data center, extensive local legislation has to be in place to protect the neighbors, water supply, noise pollution, energy use, and where the tax revenue will be spent before any deal is made, in my humble opinion, says the texter. Well, that's the gripe, isn't it? That the whatever the name of the law was that was passed in 2025 takes that local control away. So you don't have to worry about, and let's just pick on Morgantown, for example. If a data center wanted to locate in Morgantown, which I'm sure one never will, you wouldn't have to worry about the city's zoning codes and offsets and all of that. And that's been kind of the rub with locals is, hey, we want a little bit of a say in here to protect our community.
And the state better get that right. Just because they have the ability to do it and it's a one-stop shop under 2014, which developers like. If the state doesn't do a good job of mitigating those issues, and I do believe they can be mitigated, you better believe people are going to be back at the legislature fighting for additional control. So the state's got an opportunity here, and execution is important. If they fail to execute well, take it away from them. That's fair.
304 Talk, 304 is the text line. Coming up, we're going to talk to Meridith McGraw. She's Wall Street Journal White House reporter. We'll get her thoughts and her vantage point of what happened on Saturday night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. 304 Talk, 304 the text line, 800-765-TALK. The phone number, this is Talkline on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. It is 11:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Ansley here with your latest forecast. Quiet day, a lot of sunshine. We had temperatures near average, near seasonable yesterday in Charleston, low at 50 and a high of 69. Average high is 73 now. Some of our eastern areas are starting the day with that frost advisory before you get that sunshine as well. We still have to wait about a day until our next frontal passage, so sunny to mostly sunny today. Likely dry for everyone across the state for Monday, even early into Monday night, then overnight into the Tuesday morning drive. That seems to be the timing of some passing rain and thunderstorms that we'll keep eyes on. Tonight, Tuesday, and Wednesday, timing some rounds of rain. Your Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Atlanta near 79, Chicago 68 with a risk of a heavy shower and a severe thunderstorm. New York City likely dry, 64. Orlando, 84 today. Low chance of a thunderstorm, then near 91 for their high. Middle of the week on Wednesday. From Panhandle to Panhandle, northern areas dry, warming up in the ranks of the mid to upper 70s. May approach 80 for a spot or two. And then after midnight and for the Tuesday morning drive, plan for some likely rain and thunderstorms to swing in with our frontal passage. Eastern areas dry today, high 60s to near 70. Overnight tonight, dry. Lows in the mid-40s to near 50 with a chance of a thunderstorm to wake things up maybe before sunrise tomorrow morning. We'll see the timing out in eastern areas. To the west, near 80, out to the east in the 70s today with sunshine. Then tonight, rain and storms are likely, especially late overnight into Tuesday morning for that timing. Southern areas between 70 to 84, Huntington at 84 today, mid-40s to mid-50s tonight. Likely overnight and tomorrow. Showers and storms in Charleston. Showers likely Wednesday and then dry Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Highs in the 60s.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Salango Law.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too. That's me too. a great point.
Join Tony Caridi, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
Talk 304, the text line at 800-765-TALK, the phone number. Speed is important. Security is essential. CityNet delivers both with high-performance fiber and advanced cybersecurity solutions for your businesses. Visit citynet.net today. Remember, CityNet connects, protects, and perfects. 304-TALK 304. That is the text line, 800-765-TALK, the phone number. A couple of more texts here. TJ, what you said out loud on the air is something that most politicians do every day but will not say. I'll take the money, not the people. 304-TALK 304. Hey, fellas, bring those data centers down here to the southern coal fields. We've got plenty of open land, low population, little to no zoning, and need the revenue. I've got 100 acres here in Mercer County they can use if needed. There's no way these things can be as destructive as the Hatfield-McCoy Trail System and has been to the local government, says the texter. That's the other part of this. Why Berkeley County? Why Putnam County? Why are they considering in Tucker County? The other part of this, TJ, and you and I have talked about this, the access to the energy that you need. Why Tucker County? There's a gas line that runs near there. Mm-hmm. Why Putnam County? There's that huge transmission line. Why Berkeley County? I'm not sure. I assume they have everything they need at that site. I'm not as familiar with it. So that's part of the equation. If those things are available, why not the coal field? It'd be great for the coal fields if those things are available.
You got to hit the sweet spot in the Venn diagram. You have to have the land that overlaps the water, that overlaps the electricity and the other utilities that you need. And frankly, you need a willing populace. And not everyone in southern West Virginia. I mean, we've seen some of the reports, I believe, out of Mingo County. Not everybody is a fan.
Let me see. 304-TALK 304. Does the pattern of Republicans campaigning on and pushing for low to no taxes for businesses not apply to data centers? I think they're going to push the lowest taxes possible to get the businesses here, says the texter.
No, because that formula to hold, you have to bring jobs. This doesn't bring jobs. Let's be upfront. It brings money. You got to get something out of it. You have to pay some kind of tax. In a state where we want to talk about reducing personal income tax, maybe moving to a consumption tax, I don't know, we'll see. But you have to get it from somewhere. And look, they need us as much as we need them. That's the other part of this. They need a place to put these things quickly to keep up with the curve. So no, we're going to make money off this, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So the paradigm doesn't hold. It's about getting some kind of value. And when you're not getting jobs that would put more money into the economy from consumers, then this is how you do it. You go after the property taxes, you tax the servers, et cetera, and you reap your value.
304-TALK 304. This one perplexes me just a tad. I thought I was disappointed at how often you take the side of the left against this president, but today I am shocked. I'm going to have to stop giving you an audience. Okay, that's fine. I agree with the texter who said that your organization has benefited from folks spreading misinformation and conspiracy theories. Maybe not your current broadcast team, Dave and TJ, but certainly Rush Limbaugh and more recently Dan Bongino have done that in the past. It takes a long time for that kind of thing to fade away. Not to mention providing a platform for the political leadership that tries to convince people that there's a massive corruption in our voting systems or that trans folks are a tremendous threat to our society. Everyone is suspicious these days. I'll agree with you on the very last line. You are correct. Everyone is suspicious of just about everything these days.
Will you, David, explain something to me? How is what we're talking about, how is what I wrote about, bashing the president? Will someone explain that to me? I don't understand.
I don't know, TJ. I grow weary sometimes. I threw an H in that word, by the way, wheery, for some reason.
Wheery.
I digress. 304-TALK, 304. That's the text line, 800-765-TALK, the phone number. Meridith McGraw is a West Virginia native. She is a White House reporter for the Wall Street Journal. She joins us on MetroNews Talkline this morning. Meridith, good morning. Thanks for joining us on short notice, by the way.
Hey, of course. Happy to be here.
So were you there at the hotel on Saturday night?
I was. I was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I was at a table off to the back left of this massive ballroom there where they hold this annual black tie dinner. It's a scholarship dinner, awards dinner. Our Wall Street Journal team was actually getting 2 awards that night, and was there when the chaos unfolded.
Meridith, good morning. This is TJ. Thanks for joining us. As it unfolded, did you hear the shots? And when you heard the noise, did you know they were shots up front?
So we did. We heard a series of pop, 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 and it came from behind us. And we all, my table, I was there with several colleagues. Next to me was a DOJ official. A White House official was one of our guests, and she was seated to my right. And then Chris LaCivita, who's one of Trump's longtime advisors, campaign manager, and we all looked at each other and we were like, did you just hear those noises? And then we're like, was that gunshots? Could that have been like firecrackers? Maybe a waitress just, dropped her tray or something. And then after, maybe 30 seconds, it became clear that those were in fact gunshots, and you could see sort of security activate, and Secret Service, started to rush the stage, and everybody got under their tables, and this hush kind of rushed across this entire ballroom as people got under tables and got quiet to try to figure out what was happening.
Meridith McGraw is joining us, White House reporter for the Wall Street Journal, West Virginia native as well. So what is going through your mind, Meridith, as this is all unfolding? You realize this is, in fact, gunshots. This is really happening. How are you processing all this?
At first, we all just wanted to make sure that we were safe, and it seemed like security acted extremely quickly to contain the situation. But I was there. I covered the Butler assassination attempt on the president. He's had, 3 other assassination attempts on his life, and sort of political violence is this sad reality, I think, in American life. And so I think we all, quickly understood what was likely going on, and, tried to make sure that people were safe. But we all are reporters, and we all were trying to figure out, okay, how was the Secret Service responding to protect the president and the first lady? Where are they taking them? What's next? Like, what do we know about what happened? And people just sort of all went into reporter mode.
There is a distinction that's called a national security special event. I've been reading more about that. It appears, at least to me perhaps, that condition was not in effect on Saturday night. Some have said it should have been in effect, which I guess I would describe basically kind of like the State of the Union. You have the president, you have the line of succession all in the room, you have a designated survivor somewhere else. What can you tell us about that? What, if anything, have you learned about whether or not that was in place, and what the agencies are saying as far as if it should have been in place?
Well, one thing I noticed when I was there was I felt the security was lax. It was raining here in Washington. There were protesters outside of the hotel, and there's, lots of people walking up in their black tie and their long dresses, and all I had to do was flash my ticket, and I was able to get into the first perimeter outside of the hotel, and then we all were sort of gathered outside the hotel doors to get in, and I never had to show my ticket again until I was...
So forgive me, when you say flash your ticket, you just literally showed them the ticket. You didn't have to have an ID that said, I'm actually Meridith, here's my ticket.
No, I never did the entire time I was there. And the Wall Street Journal, Fox News, ABC, we all have like smaller receptions, and before the dinner where we have, the bigwigs come to town, and and you have a cocktail before the event. And so we were all down in the lower level outside of the ballroom, and you didn't have to go through security there. It was right before you get in the ballroom. You went through mags and went down to the ballroom. So I was actually surprised myself with the security that was at the event. And, that's something that we've heard from law enforcement officials was that more, I think, could have been done. I mean, it was a security success, in some ways. Obviously, the gunman wasn't able to get into the ballroom. This happened the floor above and, outside of the ballroom. But at the same time, the fact that this gunman was able to get a hotel room at the Hilton and take an elevator down to those levels with a gun, with a weapon, is obviously disturbing, and I think something that is going to be reviewed by Secret Service and security for future events.
Talking to Meridith McGraw, White House reporter for the Wall Street Journal. And I know we'd just be speculating, Meridith, but I wonder how much of that has to do with the fact that this is a hotel. There are still other guests who are coming and going from this establishment, this facility. It's not something that's, on the White House grounds versus had this been, please pardon me, in a ballroom on the White House grounds, for instance, it would have been a different. I wonder how much that plays a factor, or if that's a factor at all. If it's the president's involved, it should always be tight security. Anyway, it would all be speculation, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard from the White House. They are standing by the Secret Service and, think they did a really great job neutralizing the shooter and getting everybody to safety. But we do know that there's going to be a meeting this week where the Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, is going to meet with Secret Service, DHS, and they're going to go over protocol and practices, especially because, there's so many big events coming up this year with the 250th celebrations. And so I think that's going to be top of mind. And, the president has renewed his calls for why it's necessary to have a ballroom, he says. But, I mean, this event is not hosted by the White House. This event is hosted by the White House Correspondents Association, and the president and all of these cabinet officials were invited as a guest. So, and this is an annual event, and presidents have come in the past. Another thing I was sort of surprised by was the fact that there were so many senior officials, the president, the vice president, all together in the same room. And I know that President Biden and, Vice President Kamala Harris back in 2023 were at the dinner together, but I was surprised by that, honestly, outside of the White House or, the State of the Union. So I think a reevaluation of security, especially in this day and age, is necessary, and I'm sure something that Congress is going to be looking into as well.
The narrative of DHS, lack of funding, of course, the Secret Service falls under the Department of Homeland Security. There have been narratives out there that agents aren't getting paid. You can confirm that or not. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, but I would think that comes into the conversation this week as well.
Well, I think it's definitely going to put more pressure on Congress to end the DHS shutdown. Like you said, Secret Service falls under DHS, and I think the Trump administration is going to run out of funds, I think, by the end of this week. So I think it's going to put just extra political pressure on Congress to figure things out, either through a separate funding bill or some other some other measure.
Meridith McGraw, Wall Street Journal White House reporter, West Virginia native as well. Meridith, glad everyone was okay Saturday night, and we appreciate you adding your perspective to the conversation today.
Of course, happy to. And I will say, Weijia Zhang, the White House correspondent from CBS, another West Virginia native from Buchanan, and I think she handled the event with a lot of poise and grace. And, it was definitely a scary situation. She was seated next to the president, and she did a great job.
Buchanan Upshur alum, Wei Zhang. Hey, Meridith, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Of course. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Coming up, your text, 304-TALK, 304, the text line, and 800-765-TALK, the phone number. Back in a moment. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Welcome back, class of 2011.
Most likely to be a millionaire, didn't quite make it.
Hey, reunion's not over yet.
Over here, millionaire, smile.
Make room, people.
Who is that?
Congratulations to our very own Millionaire for Life.
Never too late, man. You could win up to $1 million every year with Millionaire for Life. Play in store or online today. West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Approach your retirement with confidence. With over 150 years of combined experience, the advisors of the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group provide advice and wealth management strategies to individuals, families, small businesses, professional offices, and institutions. With the Stike team, you'll have access to an advising team with extensive resources, a client-first mindset, and a passion for helping transform the lives of those we serve. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike today and join the team that's dedicated to your success.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
The West Virginia Lottery Back to Roots promotion tour continues. Every $5 in-store purchase gets a chance to win great prizes plus entry into the $40,000 grand prize drawing. Put your best 80s gear on and join the tour. Visit WVLottery.com for a stop near you. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. 304 Talk 304. Guys, there are 450,000 people living in Loudoun County, which is the fastest growing county in Virginia. There are 200 data centers in Loudoun County alone that generate an estimated $1 billion in annual revenue. The fact we resist building even one data center is why West Virginia will continue to rank last in most categories. 304 Talk 304. The president gets to pick his Secret Service detail. Trump surrounds himself with incompetent people. Is it far-fetched that Trump surrounded himself with incompetent Secret Service agents? 304 Talk 304. That's the text line. Got to take a break. One more segment to go. We'll wrap things up and tell you what's coming up on tomorrow's program. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito is more than a true conservative and proud West Virginian. She's a champion of our way of life. She doesn't just fight, she delivers, working with President Trump to close the border and keep our families safe, protect our energy jobs, and cut taxes, and establishing the New River Gorge National Park, a powerful economic engine. Shelley Moore Capito, our senator, our champion.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
They say you can't take the lottery with you. But now, you can play anywhere, anytime with iPlay, the West Virginia Lottery's official app. From Cooper's Rock to the Greenbrier River, from the bleachers to your living room, iPlay goes where you do. Safe, simple, and always West Virginia proud. Play anywhere, anytime. Download iPlay today. iPlay, the fun, secure way to play, wherever life takes you. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Plumb out of time for today. We'll be back tomorrow on the program. Going to talk to one of the candidates running for state senate in the, help me out, 17th district?
Yes, I think.
Chris Pritt, one of the challengers, will join us on tomorrow's show. Dan Greer as well. And, of course, you will be part of the program on the phones and the text line. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 10:06. For TJ, Jake, and Sophie, I'm Dave. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.